Pastor Paul Adefasin has made a statement that many Nigerian pastors and many Nigerians are afraid to make. According to Pastor Paul, he said that Nigeria is dead. And not only that, he went ahead to tell Nigerians that they should not be deceived because the country they are in is dead already. He also made instances to substantiate his claim. And after watching that video, it's just a very short video, I'm going to play it now. After watching that video, I smiled. I wasn't shocked. No, I wasn't shocked. You know why? Because we have had this, we have even seen it. But then, I am not shocked in his statement again because of what another pastor said that is even worse than what he said. Because his statement has been trending online and people are saying, oh, is it true? As if they don't know. But then, another pastor has made the worst statement. No before my mouth and I go hear them. Now, I'm going to play you that video. It's just a very short video, about 1 minute video of Pastor Paul Adefasin, where he made that statement that Nigeria is dead. And he gave instances of what he meant. So please, listen to him. Then after that, I will come back to play you the worst. I'm very sure most of you have not had this one. Another Nigerian pastor has said the worst thing about Nigeria. Please listen to him, then sit back and wait for the next.
Nigeria is dead. Let's not deceive ourselves. Let me tell you something. I'm going deeper in a minute. Let me tell you something. Once you're counting in Naira, you are poor. I was not born poor. My father's salary, his last salary, in the 1970s or 80s, I can't remember when it was about 18,000 Naira. That was money. Let me make it clear to you. How much is $1 billion Naira today in dollars? Or 1.4 billion Naira? How much is it in dollars? Only $1 million, pretty. Do you know what $1 billion Naira was when I was 15, 16? $2.8 billion. $2.8 billion. And we're taking it. Because we live in the now. We don't study history. They wrenched it out of our academic systems. And we don't research data to project our future, to know what tomorrow will look like. So we're not doing the critical thinking. So we have no combatant against our subconscious foolishness that determines our behavior. I see that some of my heavily intellectual minds, they're sitting forward like this now. Welcome. Welcome. So some people, when they hear transformational truth,
if don't sleep. If not, the whole thing will crumble. Your crumbling you see is that the head is sick. And when the head is sick, the body will be in trouble. That's our problem. How can 60% of our raw oil be stolen? And 50% of the refined one we have now imported also be stolen. Stolen on the field, stolen at the pump. In your coming election, which I don't believe in anyway, my own understanding, because of my experience in politics, I am not just a pastor, I have been in the trenches and I have a clear understanding of what is wrong with this country. Our next priority is not election. Our next priority is rearranging this country. This country must be rearranged. This country is a fraud. It's a lie. Nigeria is a lie. What is called Nigeria died in 1966. When the military shot the gun and suspended the constitution that brought us together. Nigeria was a negotiated country. It was negotiated under the British that the only way that a country like us, close to 300 nationalities, People with different ideas, different orientation, different religion, different mindset, different way of life. The only way they can cohabit is if they are allowed to govern themselves in their different setting. And then at the upper point, come and have a weak center. Just like United States of America. New York and New Jersey are just like Lagos and Ogun State. Only a river separated them. Two close states, two different governments, two different laws. So you don't like their laws and their pay in New Jersey, you move to New York. You don't like New York, you go to Philadelphia. You don't like Philadelphia, you go to Atlanta. Everyone is separately governed. Do you see their election acrimonious as ours? No, state by state election. And then they coordinate it at the center. But everything comes from one source here. That's military. That's military. We are still under military rule, which we now call democracy. There's no democracy in Nigeria. So we must first of all restructure this country and go back to pre-1966 setting, modify it. This country cannot work except we go back to what we negotiated. When people say Nigeria cannot be negotiated, I say it's a lie. It was negotiated. It was negotiated. Under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, it was negotiated. And everyone believed, grow your own area, I will grow my own area, we meet at the top. How come we are shut down? When February you are going to vote? Because, you know, sometimes I look at Nigeria, oh, I'm overshooting my time. I look at Nigeria, I just laugh. We behave like little kids. You know, little kids, when a little kid is playing with something, when he's playing with this, and you want to take it from him, you will show him the red. He drops this, he takes this. That's what we are doing. They just dangle something. Election, election. Everybody has forgotten our problem. And 2023 will not be better. Even if they bring Joe Biden to this country, he cannot get it done. The structure is wrong. Psalm 11 verse 3. If the foundation is wrong, nothing else. Put one ethnic tribe over all the other tribes and kept them in bondage. Put them everywhere. Ruining everywhere. By the grace of God, God will rise up for this country.
Nigeria, I do not believe it was created by God. I don't believe it. A fellow called Top Goldman, his girlfriend, she named the country. And also Lugard. This nation was created for the business of the British purse, so they wouldn't have to bear the bill for the not as prosperous and wealthy part. And they had a deal concerning the Sudan, and those who care to buy the book, buy the book. It's written by a fellow called, the name of the book is The Martyrdom of Man. As far as Africa was concerned, two empires got together and decided that this land will go to the sons of Ishmael, of the British. And the British are not, let me say it another way, Awolowo, Tafawa Balewa, Ahmadu Bello, and Azikiwe. They are not the founding fathers of Nigeria, in my opinion. The founding fathers of Nigeria are some men from Whitehall and a fellow called Top Goldman, his girlfriend, she named the country, and also Lugard. This nation was created for the business of the British purse, so they wouldn't have to bear the bill for the not as prosperous and unwealthy part of the country. That part of the country was oriental in civilization, Eastern, particularly Middle Eastern. You cannot build the Nigerian identity without education. Nigeria by now should be the factory of Africa and the Western Hemisphere. Yet we are the dumping ground for their second-hand and cheap goods. That means we need technical schools to come back. And these vastly poor people can get a quick education as to how to invent, how to manufacture. That's what China did. China is the factory of the world. She doesn't have enough capacity to give the whole world. We have people now who are poorer than their laborers. So we should be the factory. How are we going to get there? It's going to take men of justice and equity who consider their total volition, their total preoccupation to determine how will we get this done. Draw a roadmap and then call the right people to build the nation whose builder and maker is God. That's not a 5-year job. It's not a 2-year job. It will take commitment, my belief, for at least 20 years. We may negotiate the U-turn and start the trajectory, but then hedge it in with concrete. So these mad people that think that the best industry in Nigeria is politics will not be able to find their way into government, any of the 3 arms. We don't need that anymore. And as we're speaking, your amen had better be loud, because I believe heaven has been waiting to hear this and to hear your amen. Because heaven will not act where men do not speak from conviction about what they want heaven to do on earth. Please give me a witness. I know you came for the sugar and the sweet. I will give you dessert soon. So the result is our country, though it is one of the wealthiest in the world, our nation is one of the poorest. Please understand the distinction between nation and country. Nation is a people subscribed, submitted to, and espoused to a value system of propriety, justice, and equity. If you give them a country, they will do good with the country. But if you give a motley crew a country, they will ruin the nation and the country. So which Nigerian is not corrupt? Which Nigerian? Because it has now become cultural and it has normalized. We don't see it as wrong anymore. The courts don't tell us the truth. And truth is not only to be told, it must be modeled. The second arm of government. Let me not go there. But if it is to be said, who will say it? If not now, when? If not the light of the world, who? If not the salt of the earth, who? The Bible says the church of God is the pillar and ground of truth. If everything else fails to tell the truth, the church must not depart from the truth. But I do believe that truth must never travel without love. And it mustn't travel faster than love. Otherwise, nobody's going to hear your truth. Grace and truth came. Grace means mercy. It infers love. But I need to get past all of that. Let's talk about the theology of the temple. There was an intentional shift that God, in 4 years, $1 trillion US. Right now it is 200 billion US dollars. It is per capita. It used to be $3,000+ per capita 10 years ago. So we have been going backwards in GDP. That's why you and me are struggling. That's why the bill for the experience is unthinkable. That's why paying for groceries is challenging. That's why we are all dieting now. And they look and say, you're so slim. They don't know the real deal. So there are 3 levels.
I say Nigeria is dying. The soul of this country is dying, is bleeding and dying gradually. Because the leadership of the country is not appearing to be too committed to vision, too committed to their mission as they have promised the electorate, particularly on issues concerning security. Look, every leader must be totally committed to the cause, to the peace of his country. You will recall that Christians here in Nigeria, we are crying over the Christian genocide. And then the government rather was alleged to have financed or paid money to a firm in America to launder its name against Christian genocide. Whereas they should have used the same money in dollars to translate it into the security and peace of his people. So when you see leaders not having the genuine commitment towards the peace, towards the security of his nation, of course, don't forget that is the preoccupation of leaders in government. So when you see that they do not have such level of will, political will towards the peace of the country, you will immediately assume that the country is dying, the country is bleeding to death. These are the things why I said Nigeria is dying gradually.
So, in your own view, what do you think is failing in the security system?
Well, let me just tell you, before we talk about the security personnel and all that, we should understand one basic fact, that the security personnel, whether the army, whether the police, whether the navy or the air force, even the paramilitary, they are all human beings and they also have families. We should be able, if you look at the scenario, if you look at the statements of the terrorists, and you look at what is really happening, you will notice that the terrorists have more sophisticated weapons than what our military personnel are carrying. If you also look at the concern being shown to the military personnel, to me, it's not really encouraging. I feel for our military personnel, they are not being encouraged. Morally, they are not encouraged. Professionally, they are not properly encouraged. Now, let me give this example of Brigadier General Musa, who went on an official assignment to protect this nation. You will recall that there was a time Brigadier General Musa called for assistance, which is normal in every situation such as that. But assistance didn't come to him immediately. And then he was arrested. I do not know who would have shown the terrorists where he was calling for reinforcement or assistance. But they got him, put him in public view. Brigadier General Musa is no more. Now, he has a family. It grieves my heart that that man could just die. Until today, there is no action to show anger on the part of the leadership. You recall that America has similar situation where a colonel aircraft was bombed, and then he was lucky to have flown out of the aircraft before it was crashed, and then America had to use 100 and something highly equipped aircraft. Don't forget, each aircraft is being driven or flown by personnel. So you can times the number of personnel in each aircraft against, you can multiply it against the number of aircraft. So you can imagine the number of personnel that went to risk their life for one man. for one officer. This act alone can encourage any country personnel, military personnel. And the one that happened to Brigadier General Musa could also discourage. I think it could discourage any personnel. So, morally speaking, professionally speaking, technically speaking, our military personnel are not being encouraged at all. We are still expecting INEC to tell the populace what they have done to improve on the equipments, IREP and portals that failed in the last election, that could not transmit effectively. Now, Electoral Act of 2026 as amended has included transmission of result electronically, which was not there before now, and which gave powers to INEC to say their server failed and then they had to do manual result and all that. The INEC, in answering your question, should remember that things are not business as usual. The laws have changed. You must transmit this result electronically with a caveat that where network fails, it should be done manually. It is for INEC to prove that network failed in those units where they will say it failed. And for those who contest the election to prove to them that there was network. You can't come up to say there was no network when somebody can prove to you technically that there was network. So they should be very careful. My advice to INEC, it can never be as usual. Talking about the judiciary without internal affairs of the political parties, without proper proper management of the internal affairs of political parties, we may not have a proper general election. For judiciary to be interfering contrary to Section 83 of the Electoral Act as amended 2026 and contrary to Supreme Court ruling and judgment, barring the courts from interfering in the internal affairs of political parties, the judiciary should please. They are being seen as the hope of the common man. But today, I doubt if the common man will still see the judiciary as the hope of the common man. I am talking in terms of the bench and the bar. Let there be proper reorientation. I want to thank the NBA for taking good decisions concerning all these matters. Judiciary should please remember that Nigeria is bleeding because of undue interference of internal affairs of political parties.